Hello and welcome to the Build Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to assemble a model kit, and I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. And if you feel like being a lurker and you don't want to say anything at all, you can just go ahead and lurk. That's also okay. I'm way redder than I would like to be here, and I don't know why. I don't know what happened here. My settings were good, and now they are not, and that's annoying. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on there. But, oh, what happened there? All right, hold on. I'm going to fucking white balance this shit here. Okay, and then take the brightness down here. I'm not sure what happened there, but whatever. It is what it is. We'll be okay. It's all right. Everything's going to be all right. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Welcome, welcome. It's a Monday, and I'm building a weird Squirtle. Here's the back of the Squirtle. We got one leg done. We got the shell here. We might be done tonight. Probably not. I feel like we're going to finish this up on Thursday and then start something new because there's still a lot left because we still have to build the head and the other leg and the arms. And then there's also like a base for this that we got to build as well because it's on like a wave. It's like riding a wave, which is cute and cool. And the tail. We're not finishing tonight. What was I even fucking saying? I don't even know if we'll finish on Thursday, but we are going to keep working on it and talking about it. Let's go to the overhead camera. Here's the overhead camera, which I hit by mistake earlier. So this is what we've got done so far. Go there, can spin around a little bit. Spin it, spin it, spin it. It doesn't spin perfect because it's got, one leg. We'll see how it does with two legs. I'm not going to throw it at anybody. Certainly not other drivers, but I'm not going to throw it at anyone. But we do have this, and it is cool, and I'm excited to continue to work on it. I do have some Elmer's glue because I thought it might be good to have glue in case I fuck something up here. Because I usually fix my problems with liquid cement, but that works well on plastic. And this is not plastic, as you can tell. It was cardboard. It could be plastic-covered cardboard, which is certainly a thing. It could be that. Could be coated in a layer of plastic. I don't know. But I think we're just going to live with the imperfections, because there are going to be imperfections. This will not be a perfect build. But I think we're going to live with that. But I do have the glue in case like I fuck up a connector or something. We got these pieces here. I already took a couple out to work on our next step. When we get to a part that will require some popping out, Lord Crashing just subscribed. That's 85 months renewal there, saying, "Hey Pat, thank you, Lord Crashing. Listen to the Bear Cave Lego site Tier 2 blue emote in chat, and thank Lord Crashington for the continued support." Thank you, Lord Crashington, for supporting me here on the old Twitch. I appreciate it. Let's throw some emotes into the chat. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so we got these like nubbins here, and we'll be able to, I'll show you that. We do have a tool for popping those out, and that is doing well. The 4D puncture tour, and then we're just tool, and we're just using our fingers otherwise. And I'll say, right now, feeling pretty good about this thing. There were a couple parts where I was like, I'm not sure how this goes together. Also, we found out on Saturday when we started this kit, an important thing to recognize, especially for me, your friend Pat. It was very important to recognize that I could fix my mistakes because I had put some pieces in the wrong spot, and I was able to recognize that and then fix the errors, and that was really handy and nice. That was really good to know that I can like fix my fuck ups. Like that is just an important step in the whole process. All right, so I need B4, B9, and B5 over here, and then there's B4. So we'll get that out there. So B4 goes here. I'm just gonna place them where they need to go. B5 goes there. And then B9 goes up here. Not a lot of news stuff to talk about today. Not a lot happened over the weekend. Not a lot popping off today. Though a few things that we'll chat about later. I do want to just say that I did not watch Collision as it aired. I watched it after AEW's Collision, the Saturday Night Wrestling program. I could always watch the first 55 minutes of it probably before a stream if I wanted to, but instead I watch it all after the fact. And the main event was the AEW return of Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston has been off television for quite some time. He's been on Ring of Honor, working with Mance Warner, who I don't know if Mance is signed to ROH or just working show to show, but he's been involved in a storyline with Mance Warner and also Ortiz. Ortiz came out to celebrate, or to at least walk out with Eddie for the Continental Tournament. The Continental Cup, I should say. It's a Continental Cup. It's a tournament where it was a bunch of people entered, and they don't know, or they're randomly drawn who they're going to face, and then the winners are randomly drawn of who they're going to face, and then the finals will be at AEW All In at the end of this month. Do I think Eddie Kingston is going to win the whole thing? No, I don't. I think Eddie Kingston is going to lose in the semifinals. Would I like Eddie Kingston to make it to the finals? I would love it if Eddie Kingston was in a title match at All In. I think that would be rad as shit. I don't expect him to. But I do expect Eddie to make it to the semifinals. I think that's a reasonable thought. I'm mostly just psyched that Eddie is on TV again because he is, as I said, been on Ring of Honor. And I want him to, be around. I think wrestling is better with Eddie there. I think AEW is better with Eddie there. And I'd like to think that Eddie Kingston being on TV might mean that we can start putting the end to the Death Riders as a faction. That maybe Eddie would help facilitate their end. That would be pretty good. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, that's just wishful thinking on my part. It probably is just wishful thinking on my part. And the Death Riders might be here for forever. That might be the longest running faction in AEW, this side of the elite. Ugh. But yeah, I'm excited about that. Speedball Mike Bailey is going to be in a match to figure out the number 2 entrant in the men's casino gauntlet for All In with MJF and Nick Wayne. I don't think Speedball is winning that. I think it would be great if we started with Andrade versus Speedball in the casino gauntlet. But, my personal feeling is that it doesn't matter when MJF enters that, MJF is going to win that thing. So it would be cooler if Speedball just had a fun little match to start things off with, but I don't necessarily see that as the possibility. Okay, so let me figure out. This is going to look like this. We got this whole thing here, and this piece starts here. When we do these parts that have to bend and move around a little bit, I should probably pre-bend them to kind of get a sense of where they need to go. I'm not really sure yet how this works, because this is my first time doing this 4D model kit. So there is elements of a puzzle to this for me. But yeah, just saying, psyched about Eddie Kingston being back on TV, doing the thing, winning the match, having a fun one with Jake Doyle. And then moving on. We'll see what happens. It would be tremendous if Jack Perry beat John Moxley on Wednesday. It would just be phenomenal if Moxley was out of the tournament. It would be unbelievably great. Because then we would know there'd be a new Continental Champion, and that it wouldn't be Moxley, and we wouldn't have the Death Rider's veil, you know, because then Claudio could win it, you know? Like, fine, I'll take that. I'll take Claudio winning a fucking title in AEW. A non-tag or trios title, a singles title for Claudio Castagnoli. That would be fucking rad. And then, like, oh, he's got a belt, but John doesn't have a belt. What does that mean? You know, shit like that. That could be something. All right, so we take this, and then they want me to turn it like that. I'm turning that. I already did this on Saturday with the other foot, but I don't remember all the ins and outs of that. Don't expect that from me. I mean, you probably should expect that from me, but don't. I'm going to put this one here on that's the foot. And then I need B6, which is this piece here. And we got some little things to pop out. And then I end up with a pile of these little things by the end of the stream, and then I got to get rid of them because I'm like, oh shit. I got all these little nubbins here. I got to figure out a place for them. Here we go. I was doing yard work today, one of my least favorite things in the world, because of my allergies to grass and pollen. And it started to rain. It was like a 20% chance of rain this afternoon, and it just started raining and then thunderstorming. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm done doing that. And I had more to do that I would have liked to have finished, but the gods said, no, Pat, go inside and then feel sleepy. And then have to do more yard work later. You're not, you know, it's like I still have to do that work. I still have to do it later. Rude. Very rude. Got some good storms near us this morning. Yeah, just it rained almost every day last week, which is, you know, good because we've had a drought, but bad because I had stuff I wanted to do outside. And so this week I was like, all right, it's not raining till like the weekend. I can get some stuff done. And then it was like, nah, it's raining now, buddy. Sorry, brother. It's raining. Go inside and then come back out another day to do more weeding and such. All right, now I got to put this other leg on here. And this one is going to go in a different direction than the previous one because it's like this. Because reminder that this Squirtle is riding a wave like it's a surfboard. Surfboard. Okay, get on there. Hell yeah. That's looking pretty cool. It sort of stands up on its own, but it won't really until we have the base, so we can just do that. Oh yeah, I gotta do the two-legged spin. All right. Two-legged spin's pretty good. It's still, you know, wobbly, but it's not going out of control with the second leg. Help stabilize the silliness. Good. All right. I want to know what I'm working on next, because I don't know. I don't know if we're working on a head, a tail, an arm. Oh, we're working on the arms next. Okay, good. This is, so they don't tell you. They don't say anywhere what the step is, so I wanted to look ahead, and I was like, oh, okay, we're doing the arm. Great. I just want to know. I like knowing. I like when the segments are explained, and they're like, oh, okay, we're doing this now. Okay, good. I don't know. Finally getting to our A here. A3, our starter piece. Pop that out. And then we're going to put into that A2 and A7, and then A1 and A4. So we'll do A1 and A4 for later. Pop ahead. These come out pretty easy, pretty solid. I'm happy with how these come out. 2 and 7. They're not kind of like flailing, but yeah. And 7. There we go. Okay. So this piece here, this is 2, goes into there. Match the marks together. This Squirtle needs some sunglasses. Yes. Lord Crashington, certainly cardboard sunglasses would really make this thing pop. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off myself. That might be for somebody else, someone craftier than me. Might be able to pull off those shenanigans, but I do understand what you're saying. At least a Squirtle Squad alternative could be pretty rad, but alas, not meant to be here. All right, I'm going to make sure these are all nice and tight because they'll just make life easier later. And now we need to, we're going to wrap this thing, more of these folder ones. I'll tell you, they're probably my least favorite parts are the ones that like go in and wrap around. I think that's probably the part of this I like the least. Yeah. Yes, it's. I still think this is cool looking. The sunglasses would have added to it, certainly. But, only do so much. All right, put that there. And then I need a 6. And, a 11. We're here. We got to do a lot of pokies. Oops. There we go. All right. Now we get our poker here to get all these little guys out. Boop and boop. If my voice gives out today, my apologies. I did a lot of talking yesterday. I try to be very mindful because I don't spend a lot of time in loud places these days, so I am not pushing my voice. So when I am in a loud place and I do need to push my voice, I often pay for it. I was on vocal rest today to kind of make up for it, but I definitely I was at a karaoke brunch, monthly karaoke brunch. I sang 2 songs. And it was really fun. It was a really good time. One of the hosts of Karaoke Brunch texted me during the week and said, "Hey, I would like to sing a duet with you." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, we can do that." So I sang Famous Last Words with Carol. Famous Last Words. Probably, at the very least, I was not off the bat, I was not a big My Chemical Romance guy. I think I was probably just a little into too many other kinds of genres to like get caught up in it and the vibe. So I didn't like fall for them like immediately. But when that song came out, when Famous Last Words came out, especially the chorus, I was like, yeah, all right. Like, Helena didn't really do it for me at the time, but I came around to really enjoying that song later, and that whole album, I think, is fucking great. But yeah, I did sing duet support for that, and that song fucking goes, and it is there is some due to their international tour that they are on currently, My Chemical Romance is having a bit of a resurgence in people of a certain age, and also younger people being exposed to them perhaps for the first time. I know I was like a year ago, I was in a chat where someone was singing, doing karaoke on stream, and they sang "Welcome to the Black Parade," and someone said, "I've never actually heard the real version of this. I've only heard it covered by VTubers." And I was like, "Oh yeah, all right, that makes sense. If you're like a younger person, you've only heard it as a cover song. It's pretty good. You should check it out. It's pretty neat." Anyway, I sang that. Did my support, did my due diligence and my duty as a supporting act. And then I sang my own, which is, so as many of you are aware from my karaoke streams or my karaoke segments on streams, I am not afraid to sing a song that I have no fucking business singing, that is not in my range, and is, in fact, probably a bad idea for me to sing. Just from a, like structurally bad idea. Not like, oh, Pat, you're going to get canceled for singing that song. Like, it's not like that. It's just like a song that I'm like, I really have no business doing this, but here we go. So I continue that tradition and saying, keep yourself alive, which of the Queen songs, if you are someone, there are 2 Queen songs that you can sing if you are not feeling like you have any business covering a song sung by Freddie Mercury. There are 2, in my opinion. Another One Bites the Dust. You can just do Another One Bites the Dust because the bass line is so fucking good and there's a lot of talking. We're like, hey, we're gonna get you too. Like, you can just do that. Because I think We Are the Champions. We Are the Champions, you might think, well, yeah, that's like a song everybody will sing along to. You don't really need to have the chops for that. But there are a lot of parts, like, people forget, they think of the chorus of We Are the Champions, not the, like, really emotional. And also, sometimes Freddie is trying to get a lot of lyrics into that song. Like, everything that goes with it, I thank you all. Like, that part is just like, hey, you didn't need to say all those words. That part of We Are the Champions, like, you kind of need the confidence to do it. And of course, as you are aware, I don't have any lubrication to force confidence upon myself. I just have the vibes. But make the energy weird and go for death on 2 legs. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But I think that Keep Yourself Alive is a song you can do if your range is limited. Because I think the message is really good. And I partially chose that, 1, because I just really like that song. And 2, because there is a theme. Now, the actual theme of Famous Last Words is, what the fuck do you mean you're leaving the band? Yeah, we'll be fine. We can't imagine a world where we would not be doing this. That's like, that is the band. That is basically the lyrics of that song are, oh, you're gonna go? Well, I'll be fine without you. And some people think that is a breakup song or a song for someone who's been broken up with. Other people say that it is a song singing to yourself or a former version of yourself that wanted to end their life. But no, that is a song about somebody who's just like, what the fuck you mean you're quitting the band? So, all right. But the chorus on its own has been helpful for people out there. Just the idea of continuing to live and continuing to live on means something to people. And so I thought Keep Yourself Alive was a nice companion song to that. Also, when in my life am I saying the phrase belladonic haze? When am I saying belladonic? I don't even think I say haze enough, let alone belladonic haze. I certainly don't say those words together that often. And that is a lovely addition to belting out Keep Yourself Alive. It's just, haze is the shit. Yes, Lord Crash and haze is the shit. You're not wrong. I once saw someone sing Who Wants to Live Forever at a bar karaoke. So there's not even a karaoke room. I would maybe do that in a karaoke room. A bar karaoke singing Who Wants to Live Forever. Which by the end of it is a Triumph song, but for most of it sounds like it is haunting. And I watched someone like who was a good singer do this, and it was just like, we were like impressed. My group, we didn't know this person. The group I was with was impressed. And then a friend of mine just turned to me and went, I mean, you're a great singer, I guess. And it was just like, it was so fucking mean. Oh God. Did not say that person's face, but just like, one of those. I'm not, hey, just so you know, never been one of those people. You can probably tell. Never been one of those people that are like, I'm going to karaoke because I love singing and I'm going to pick songs that are challenging and crush it. And it's just like, no, that's never been me. That's not my vibe. I'm there to hang out and have a good time. I'm going to sing gay bar. You know, I'm going to sing like, I did sing Mama, I'm Coming Home with very little notice, but that was because the owner of the bar was disappointed that no one was singing an Ozzy song. This was really soon after Ozzy Osbourne passed away, and nobody had done an Ozzy song, and so I sang "Mama, I'm Coming Home," which like I might be equipped to sing at some point. I was not under that pressure, but I still had a good time doing it. But I mostly sang like fun songs. This is also Karaoke Brunch is also where I was challenged to sing All the Things She Said, which I had never sang karaoke before, because it's having that song, now it's dwindled, but that was having a bit of a resurgence on TikTok and the like. When people who are like 20 to 25 years younger than me are singing a song that I know, it's generally because it blew up on TikTok. Like somebody covered it, somebody sampled it or something. That's usually my indication that a song is, while I'm hearing an old song, is that it blew up. There's some sort of slow down version of it or something. Somebody used it in an edit. Because they don't call them MVs anymore, or certainly AMVs. They call them edits. That's true. That's true, folks. The kids don't know it's called an AMV. They barely know it's called an MV. They certainly don't know that it's called an AMV. But AMVs still exist. They're just called edits. It's fine. Because they're still making them, and that's important. I will say that I had to go to the anime music video repository to find any AMVs to any of the fight scenes from Dragon Ball Daima, because I was like, there must be anime music videos to Daima. Because like the animation is really good. Like I knew there were plenty for Super, but I hadn't seen any on Daima. I finally did get to see some for Daima. I was like, good, okay. The arts are not lost. You know, like the ancient texts still remain. People are still making that shit. Like good. Whew. I was like, phew. You know, because we still need that. Kids still need rock music and Vegeta and Goku fighting people. It's still important. I've talked about this before, how the second season of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, the opening song for that is a fucking song you would use for an anime music video. It is Mindarin doing a song, but the song she does is basically an anime music video song, which is great. Because it makes the opener pretty much its own AMV. I think that's important. It's not super important, but I think it's important. All right, let's see. News of the world. The Games Industry Hardship Fund, which is hosted by Necrosoft Games on IO Interactive. Not IO Interactive. Itch.io. Jesus. Itch.io's Game Industry Hardship Fund, which is supporting the fund set up by the Game Workers Union, has currently, at the time of me hitting refresh on their page, hit $209,000, $209,619.78. Currently, the goal is 25. 100. And that's awesome. I remember that's $10 for all that stuff. And the median, or sorry, the average contribution is $13. The top contribution is $5,000. So there are people who spent, there are definitely people who spent under $10. 3 days, 5 hours, 22 minutes left on that, if you have not. Skatebird is in there. Dirtbag Mahjong is a game. Mahjong, but you can hit the other guys. That sounds stupid in a way that I could get behind. I'm just looking. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm yawning. My apologies. Cook Serve Delicious is in there. The print and play edition of La Mancha, which is phenomenal. That to me, that's worth 10 fucking bucks for the print and play of that. Hell yeah. That's normally $5, so that's like immediately worth it. Really? So yeah, I just want to give an update there because it might not be up and running by the time we meet again on Thursday. Oh, I got to put A22 here on this. Other arm going here. Yeah, this is the other arm. Okay, A22. Unsurprisingly, I would say the most difficult thing we've done so far was the shell and the torso, the body. Like that took a lot. This is not taking as much time or energy, and I think that makes a lot of fucking sense because that was complicated and this is not as complicated. God, I'm so sorry that I'm yawning so much. I did do some work out there in my yard, and it was strenuous. And I also, my allergies are unhappy with me. So yesterday I did karaoke. Then I got home and I played Big Walk for a couple hours. We'll talk more about that in the second hour. And then I watched wrestling. And TJPW, the Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, and they're doing a cup right now. They're doing their own Princess Cup, their yearly tournament, where the winner will get a title shot for their main belt. Arasu Endo, my pick for winning the whole thing. I thought for damn sure this was going to be the summer of Arasu. She did not win. I'm disappointed. Right now, the 4 people still involved are Suzume, Himawari, Toga, and Rika Tatsumi. Anyone but Rika, I'll be happy about. I do not need to see Rika versus Yuki Arai, the current champion. Toga got some upset wins. Himawari got some upset wins. Suzume got an upset win. If Misao had beaten Rika, then it would all have been upsets in the quarterfinal and would have been pretty fucking rad. And we get the semifinals now. I am pulling for Suzume. Suzume is the international champion, but she does have a long history with the current champion, and I could see her winning. I think Suzume winning would be great. I think Rika winning would be bad. I think Toga winning would be interesting. I think Himawari winning would be interesting. Himawari like main eventing a show would be, pretty fucking rad. But I don't know. I think Rika is the most boring and obvious choice for the winner, so hopefully it won't be her. I'm just like, not feeling it. Although I guess it should be Himawari or Toga because the other two are champions already. So Have somebody who's not a champion get a shot at that. Kind of cool. All right. I mean, Suzume would probably, I honestly, I think would be the most interesting matchup because it wouldn't, it would be somebody who is really fast and great fire in Suzume's wrestling style. She does have she is influenced by Lucha. I would not call her Luchadora, but she is influenced by Lucha, certainly. And so I could see that being a fun matchup against the power of Yuki Arai. So I could see that being pretty fucking cool. All right. Now I got to pop these pegs out here, and then we'll be done with another arm. We did a leg, and we're going to finish up 2 arms already. We're kicking ass and nailing it here, folks. So GTA 6 has not come out yet, as you're aware. GTA 5 hit a milestone. Honestly, a crazy milestone. GTA 5, just GTA 5, has sold, apparently, over 230 million copies. That's over 3 generations, gaming generations. Grand Theft Auto just keeps fucking selling. It's unbelievably crazy. The best-selling title of the last decade, obviously. And apparently, this past fiscal year over last year, they had a 3% increase in people spending money in game and online, which is crazy. So here's another stat that is unbelievably wild. That one game is sold out about half the entire franchise sales. Yes, I was just about to say that, Lord Crashton. So over 230 million copies sold. Grand Theft Auto as a franchise has sold almost 475 million. So yeah, that's crazy. That 230 of that 475 million is one video game. Nutso. I mean, so obviously, like, this is a weird thing to say. Like, when we talk about like 5, like 4 was a like cultural moment, right? 5, it was a good video game that people were interested in, certainly at the time and consistently after. And it's really about the online. Honestly, that's to me, right? To me, it's the online. It's a GTA. People who don't buy a lot of video games are still going to buy the GTA that came out and all yada yada and all that. But I think it's the online that gave staying power to people who then were like, well, I guess I need to get this video game for that. And buy it on I got a new gaming system. I guess I got to buy GTA again, and what have you. But I think it's important to remember that there were 2 DLCs that came out for Grand Theft Auto 4, and they sold those 2 DLCs on a disc. You could buy The Lost and the Damned and Ballad of Gay Tony together on a fucking disc. That's how like big that game was. They were like, oh, well, we need to be able to get it to people that don't want to download stuff. And then 5 blew it out of the fucking water. All right, well, let me look and see what we're building here. Are we working on the head now? We must be. Okay, oh, yeah, we're working on the head next. Okay. We might finish this on Thursday. I don't know. We might. I should probably do a poll tomorrow or Wednesday about what I should work on next. Get something in the... Because hey, stop me, you heard this before. I have no idea how long this is going to take. If we finish the head by today and like the tail, then all we have left is the base of it. So I don't know. But also, this head we could not finish the head by the end of the stream. I don't know if in the next hour we're going to be able to do this, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. C, C, C. We're working on C's, and we'll get into the H's. Okay, so let's get going on that. Yeah, it's Squirtle, so it should be a pretty big head. Let's see. Hey, I'll talk. So I'm not going to get into spoilers when I talk about this in the next hour, but towards the end of the stream, I will talk about Big Walk and my time playing Big Walk. A little bit of that. I have more to come, but I had a Big Walk session, and I enjoyed it. That game is sold pretty fucking well. Turns out, House. That's the Untitled Goose Game, folks. This is again online co-op only. Big Walk has sold apparently 1 million copies, over 1 million copies. They announced today, or Panic Games announced today. They sold over 1 million copies in just 6 days, which is apparently in comparison. Untitled Goose Game took 3 months to reach 1 million copies. So yeah, I mean, obviously part of it is like there was a lot of buzz about this game. There was a lot of talk about it in the lead up. The fact that it is a game that you play with people means that, like people got to buy copies and all that stuff. The game is really fun. We'll talk about it later, as I said. And apparently it's doing well review wise, and the public seems to be into it, and that's awesome. Happy to hear that. That game is neat, so I'm glad that people are enjoying it. Is this correct? This is right. And then this would be correct if I go like that. Okay. Yeah, okay. And then this goes like that. Okay. These are symmetrical, so if I put it facing the wrong way, I think it'll still be okay. All right, we are now going to finish sheet H, everybody. Sheet H is going to end with these 2 pieces. This is the second sheet that we will finish off, so that's good. This is maybe going to take a little effort here because they're got a lot of spots here. So we'll try to do this in a way that I'm not bending anything weird. So we'll see how we can get this out of here. Kind of pull it like that. I did bend a little bit, but hopefully it'll be okay. We'll do the parts that are easy to pop out, and then how about the parts that aren't? So we did not have layoffs in the game industry, but we did have some layoffs in games journalism. Everyone on Restart got laid off. That was the start that 2024, backed by Walmart. Kind of a weird thing. I did not find myself on Restart all that often, but I do know that they were putting out some good work because I have people who keep tabs on a lot of that stuff, saying nice things. But yeah, that was a 5-person editorial team, so small, but also a non-zero amount of folks that now no longer work in the games industry or the games press at the moment. We'll see what happens for them. But yeah, confirmed. And Brandy Berelson basically said that's it for Restart with laying off, and also made the decision that they're done. They're done in the games press, which I think is fair. It's just like, how many times can you be parts of layoffs and the closures of places that you've worked, over 20 years? Like, I think that's more than fair to just be like, yeah, all right, well, that's it for me. I find that to be, unfortunately, Very fucking reasonable. Just be done. All right, so that's gonna go in here like this. Yeah, I don't blame anyone that's just like, yeah, I'm done. Restart established in December 2024. Backed by Moonrock, which is a marketing company, consultation company, and Walmart of all people. It was probably a strange fit the entire time, but that is true. All right, I am going to this did not seem to fit quite right. So I'm going to step back here and just kind of do this again. See if I can. All of this feels weird. So that goes in like that. And then this is this one. This goes in like this. And then this goes here. Yeah, so restart.run. And they said hey, Walmart, we're owned by Walmart. This is an independent. And supposedly that was true. Seemed like that was actually true, and they didn't deal with a lot there. And just a reminder, folks, we one thing we've heard a lot is a lot of people say like, oh, it's time to start your Kickstarter or to get your Substack going, get your newsletter going, all that other stuff. And there are some people that can do it, but Patreon money is down across the board for folks they're doing this stuff. And starting a new one seems maybe ill-advised. I think you have to be a real specialist. This is not necessarily an ad for this wasn't I planned to add for that, but like unrelated, somewhat related, I should say. My boy Jacob is Jacob Burgess has started a Patreon. And I'll put a link here in chat if you're interested. If you want to learn more about either running or being somebody involved in tabletop role-playing games, that is a specialty of Jacob. So you might want to check that out. There are going to be some videos in there that are free for anyone that wants to look at them, and then there'll be some stuff that is also behind the Patreon. While Jacob this is a Patreon to support Jacob as he lives in Japan and works in Japan on the next chapter of his life, and also using his vast expertise in TTRPGs, both running them, playing them, and writing for them. He's written for Vampire the Masquerade several times, as well as run games and participate in games, run games for other people. But yeah, he's currently in Japan doing his thing, and started a Patreon if you want to take a look at that. And a good friend of mine, having fun. I'm currently allowing him to bask in the glow of this new thing, this new project as it finally launches that he's had on in the works for a while, before I then resume my bugging of Jacob Burgess to go see a wrestling show at a venue that will be closing at the end of September, because I never got to go, and so I want him to go and see a show at a venue I can't. That is one of my favorite venues to watch wrestling at, streams and videos of. Shinjuku Face is unfortunately the building is being sold and the new owners are kicking everybody out. And so that will be the end of Shinjuku Face as a wrestling venue. It started as a music venue, and then it still is a music venue, but became very popular for wrestling. And there'll still be some shows there towards the as they're wrapping up. So I would love Jacob to go see that. Jacob's also a wrestling fan. I'm not just doing that because Jacob is in Japan. I'm like, you got to go for me. It's like, no, because he likes wrestling a lot, and he'll have a good time at a wrestling show. All right. All right, let's keep working on this head here. We need C9, then D, and then some D pieces. We'll do C9 here first. Oh, I should say, hey, here, I'll say this right now, because we got a couple minutes before the pause for the cause. Tomorrow, I'm going to be playing more of the Power Wash Simulator Star Wars pack. That won my poll on Patreon. Speaking of Patreons, on my Patreon, I ran a poll about what game I should play, and that won. So I am going to be playing that, and I look forward to trying it out or continuing. I'll show the two. So there's 6 jobs. I'll show the 2 jobs that I did off stream, and then also hopefully finish the 4th job shouldn't or the 5th job shouldn't take too long to do, and then I'll be able to show the 6th job so people can see that. I think that'll work out pretty good. But I'm excited for that because I like Power Wash Simulator. It's a good chill time. We'll be able to hang out and talk about things and things as I power wash 2 cool vehicles. My overall thoughts on it was, so that pack was expensive. That pack felt like, oh, this is a chunk of change for this, and you get a lot for it. But overall, my thoughts are these jobs are too big. These jobs at in this pack are too large. I would have said like one of them could gotten cut, and but then you're paying the money because it's the Star Wars tax and all that. I'm like, I don't know. I'm back and forth on it, but in general, I think every job I did for that, of the first 4 anyway, every job outstayed their welcome, and I was like, oh, I'm still doing this job one, and that's not a vibe I like in Power Wash Simulator. I don't like feeling like it's like finishing a job is an obligation. Yeah, then it starts feeling like a real job instead of just like a cool thing I get to do. So I don't know. Ugh. But I am excited to jump back in there because it's at the end of the day, it's still Power Wash Simulator, and that's still a fun video game that I like to play. All right, so let's get this piece in here. Some stabilizing pieces here. Making sure everything's nice and tight to go in. And then the numbers are stamped on this, so you can always reference that, which is very helpful if you for me anyway. And then we're looking for 4 in there. Match those up. Make sure that's lined up right. Yep. Okay. Wait, no. There it goes. I was doing it wrong, folks. I did notice it straight away, and I would have noticed it. Even, I would have also noticed that in a minute, but I was like, oh wait, that's wrong. There we go. Okay, and then we'll put some stuff on the back side of this head or the front side. I imagine this is the front and this is the back of the head, but I don't fucking know. We'll find out. And we got to do fill in the other parts of the head too. But we'll do that part after the pause for the cause. I'm gonna move some stuff around here. Hold on. Now is the part of the stream where I'm going to talk to you briefly. I'll talk to you directly as an appeal, and I will let you know about various ways that you can support me, the streamer, if you're so inclined. Let me fix my microphone here. It turned away from me. But yeah, I'm just going to talk about different ways you can support me and what I do here. Everything I'm about to talk about is optional. You're under no obligation to do any of the things I'm about to mention, but if you would like to, that would be rad. I'll just give you a chance if you want. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber to the Build with Baer Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote into the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. You can also cheer or you can gift a sub. You're already here on Patreon. Twitch. You're already here on Twitch, I should say. So while you're here, if you feel like throwing a couple bucks my way, that's a way to support what I do here if you wanted to, because it's easy because you're already here. But also a reminder, don't do that. Don't do it through the mobile app. If you're watching me on mobile, sign in on a website on a computer. You can also jump in on my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. Over on the Patreon, there's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. As mentioned, over on the Patreon, there is a poll that ran to decide what I'm going to do tomorrow. That was my monthly poll. So take a look at that. See if that's something that appeals to you. And let's see what else we got here. Um, let's see. I have a YouTube channel at youtube.com/PatBear. Over on my YouTube channel, you can, of course, subscribe for free. But and please do, while you're over there, subscribe, because I make videos and it's good to subscribe. While you're there, consider becoming a member. For just $2 a month, you will get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So tomorrow, you'll get a video that other people have to wait until Wednesday to see, which is nice. And again, that's only for $2 a month. And you get 4 or 5, depending on the month, videos before other people get to see them. I just wanted to see if my AdSense updated, because I haven't checked, because it's the 10th. It did update for July. Okay. A couple dollars. Nice. Nice to see that. So yeah, consider jumping over on the old Patreon if you wanted to. Or the YouTube channel if you wanted to. Those are monthly ways to support me. If you just want to throw something in the bucket, a little tip there, you can do that through my PayPal or my Ko-Fi. Everything I make through direct donations, through YouTube, which includes AdSense. So if you watch my videos, that also helps me out here financially. And through Patreon, through Twitch, all goes into a fund. And from that fund, I buy model kits and Lego sets. This Squirtle, I bought this Squirtle, this headless Squirtle here, because I knew that I had money waiting for me to buy something. And I was like, this is worth the risk. I don't know anything about this. I could hate this. It could be a complete bust. It was on sale, and I was like, I'm going to go for it. And it turns out, really like it. I think this thing is cool as hell. So thanks. Now, if you would like to directly figure out a way to support me so that you're like, Pat, I got to buy something for you to build. How would I even do that? Well, you can go to my Amazon wish list. And at my Amazon wish list, if you buy something there, it will, of course, come to me in the mail. And it will jump the queue and become the next thing that I work on. And so when this is done, I'll work on the thing you purchased. I currently I just added the Victory Gundam. Apparently, that got a reissue. The Victory Gundam model kit, and I guess I've never built the Victory Gundam before. I thought for sure I had, but I guess I hadn't, because I don't see it at any of my lists of stuff I worked on. So that's on the list. That's cool. It's got a cool. It's got a beam shield. I love a good beam shield. And then also there is a K-pop Demon Hunters, the Ramyeon Cup. Which is the same 4D build. See people making this thing. And so I thought that would be kind of fun to have Rumi eating noodles in a noodle cup. Ooh, this leg came off. I got to fix that. I got to fix this leg. We'll do it once I'm done with this portion. We'll get that together. But yeah, I got a bunch of Lego and model kits, all kinds of things and things. If you see something there you'd like to see me build on stream and you want to buy it for me, that would be great. I'd love that. I have let's see, what else I have? Oh, I have Throne. Throne is my alternative to Amazon. It's nice to have an alternative, so you check my Throne wish list for something there if you want to see me build something. You want to buy it. And then USA Gundam Store, if you want to support me financially and you need to be complicated and confusing, go to USA Gundam Store. There, you will be able to buy a gift card. They will send you an email with a gift card code, and you can use that gift card code to I'll use that. You can send it to me. You can whisper on Twitch or a private message on Blue Sky or Mastodon. I'll take that gift card code and I'll buy something at USA Gundam Store. That's my promise. So you can do that if you want to. If you want to support me, but you don't want to spend any money, you being here is awesome. If you want to join my Discord, you could also do that. That'd be nice. Like to have you at the Discord. A couple video links for you to check out. The most recent episode of my ongoing series, Pat Baer's Anime Club, I recommended from some shows for this current anime season. So you should check out that video, see if there's something you like there. And then Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. This month of August, I'm talking about my favorite, like unbelievably chill, like top relaxing anime. The chillest of chill, because not all slice of life is chill. And there are chill anime that aren't slice of life as well. But they're mostly chill slice of life. Anyway, I talked about How to Keep a Mummy. This is an adorable show that you should check out my 1 minute video talking about. But it's a show about a young man who ends up becoming a parental figure for a little tiny mummy. This kind of little creature. And there are other creatures. There's a dragon and an oni and a tsundere oni. And it's just like a cute, fun series about these little fantastical creatures and trying to take care of them. And it's adorable. And the mummy does not talk. There's no verbal communication, but you get the vibe. It's really adorable. You should check it out. At the very least, watch my 1 minute talking about it. So finally, I'm caught up on Goodbye Lara. So I'm going to talk about the 2 episodes there, episode 5 and 6. And we'll get into that in just a bit here. All of the fucking drama and the bits of Yuri, but mostly the fucking drama. And we'll get into that in a moment. But what we need to do right now is I need to drink a lot of water. We need to dramatically transition back to the overhead camera. And we're going to do all of that right now. All right. Let me get this leg back on, and then we'll get into some anime chatter here. Also, 1 quick second. Sorry, I gotta wheel myself. I didn't set up my fan properly. It wasn't blowing air at me here. There we go. That's what I wanted. Now it's pointed. Now it's directly at me. It was hitting above me. Now it's hitting me. I'm really feeling it. The lights in here are great for what I'm doing. They're not necessarily great for keeping it fucking cool and relaxed in here. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All right. So what's going on here? Why is this being weird? Oh, come on. There we go. Trying to get these going in without bending anything. Do is maybe gotta like pop this piece open like that a little. That might help some. Okay. Okay, great. We got that leg back on. All right. So now we gotta do more here with the head. And I gotta talk to you about these 2 episodes of Goodbye Lara. Episode 5 of Goodbye Lara. Oh, if you haven't been watching Goodbye Lara, please do. It is a modern retelling of The Little Mermaid. But it doesn't. There's a time dash. It doesn't start as a modern retelling. It's suddenly like, oh shit, okay, no, modern era. Our girl, like, what if The Little Mermaid had been betrayed immediately and thought she had figured out what love was, and turns out she didn't figure out what love was, but there's one more chance for her to make things right, and that's to figure out what love is in the fucking future, in modern times, which is, of course, a fucking wild idea. That is really cool, but is again a wild idea. So our girl Laura is trying to figure things out. She's maybe falling in love with Mari, who is basically the girl she's living with, the family she's living with. But she's definitely like having emotions and feelings. Her sister Lisa, who is basically like represents the mermaids who have been trapped all these years. And so she's like pretty convinced that this is how things are going to work out. That like this is their best bet is like falling in love with the girl that she's right near. And she's pretty much convinced that like, yeah, this is going to work out. Mari and Lara get urged to like, hey, you should get a part-time job because you guys keep messing stuff up and breaking things. And so it would probably be good if you got some jobs. And so also Makoto tells Lara like, hey, you know, I was able to find love at work, which she is trying to figure out what love is. So that is probably helpful, but also that's bad advice. That's not good advice to be like, in my opinion, don't go to work looking for love. Like that's a recipe for a bad time. All right, we got all this together here. Move on to the next page. Also, Laura gets to see Makoto's photography, and then is handed a camera. Like a little Polaroid. They don't call it a Polaroid, but it's basically a Polaroid. A little instant camera. And then they go and apply to work at a cake shop, which, kids in school, that sounds about right. That sounds like what you want. Laura is kind of annoyed because she's like not being given anything with responsibility, which again, this is kind of fucking wild. Like, girl, you just got there. Like, come on. Like, I get it. You're skilled and you can figure this shit out, but like, I don't know. Consider it a learning experience. Also, like the boss is, hey, weirdly, the manager is very particular about how cakes get made. I think I was supposed to, in that scene, like, I guess I wasn't supposed to be like, all right, girl, just fucking do the work or get a different job. What are we doing here? But I think I was supposed to be like, oh, she's such a free spirit, and she, people aren't believing in Laura as she instantly starts a new job. I think I was supposed to be on her side there, and I wasn't. Laura decides, it kind of figures out in her head anyway, that more responsibility would increase her chances of finding love at work, which again, she's just gotten there to do. But she thinks that like if she had more responsibilities and she had more value at work, that it would hasten her finding love. I guess I don't fully disagree with, but it is still weird. Okay, so sorry, I'm gonna get this piece in there and then get this piece in here. Okay, I did that and I did that. Then I'm gonna do, oh, interesting. This thing is, some of these things are a little complex. There are elements here that are more complex than your usual Bandai model kit that I would work on. And I think that's mainly because I'm just not super familiar with this and how everything works. So I'll get there. I'll figure it all out. Let's see. And everyone's just like kind of like the people she's working with are kind of like worried about her weird desire to suddenly be given more responsibility at the job she's barely worked at. Lara fucks up and some cakes almost um, like she almost fucks up a lot of cakes. And the manager is just like, so hey, what's going on? Like, are you okay? It's kind. And so then Lara apologizes for like for messing up. Um, and they do have enough money to pay Emma back for the damages. So it did work out, maybe it was a learning experience for our girl, but it certainly, like, it's just Laura's getting life experience, which is probably good for her in the long run, even if it's not necessarily getting her closer to her goals of, falling in love and understanding what love is to save everyone she's ever known, that previously. Let's see. Lara basically just says, like, I really want to understand humans more. And one thing, Mari, I've seen is, like, I'm starting to appreciate parts of you that I didn't fully understand before, which is this episode's bit of flirting that we're getting. So we're getting some flirting there because Mari is like definitely seems to be kind of charmed by that. And then Lara runs into Lisa. Lisa is her sister that is trapped, and her sister's like kind of seems pissed off, which, like, the last time we saw her, us, not necessarily Lara, Lisa was like psyched about how this was progressing and seemed to be excited about, like, Lara finding love. And in this case, she's apparently not so excited about it because she says that she's unhappy that Lara is going through with this plan to find true love with a human, like Grace the witch is planned. Like, and again, previously it seemed like Lisa was on board with this. I also don't know how they're able to meet like this. We'll find out later. Sorry, let me just see here. We got a mouth here, folks. This kit's got a mouth. So this Squirtle has a mouth. It looks kind of crazy to have this. Well, it looks like a slice of watermelon, but it looks pretty crazy to have that mouth on there. And then this goes here. All right. Make sure that's pushed all the way in. All right. Then we got more pieces here. We got all along the top here. We've got, and I'm going to make sure that I put these in the right places. I'm going to do this, and this. There's 4 there. I'll do these nice and slow. But yeah, so that kind of, this caught me off guard because I was not expecting, one, to see Lisa and Lara together at this point, and 2, for Lara to be unhappy with what's going on, or Lisa to be unhappy with what's going on. And then Lisa's just like, so you don't have to worry about that because I sent Coda to go deal with this. So, because, like, the law that is that humans are not supposed to be interacting with mermaids. That was their law. Mermaids don't interact with humans. But I thought we were fucking past all that because they're trying to save they're trying to, like, she's trying to find love and also save everybody. So it's like, what are we even doing here? So Lara races back home to find out what happened. And then she's safe, and then it's fucking crazy, because a monolith, like the episode ends with a fucking monolith just like falling out of the sky, onto a bridge, and seemingly Coda was going to do something and got interrupted, it seems like. But yeah, shit's popping off and getting fucking crazy there. And I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that to be the end of episode 5. It was a wild way to end the episode. Of course, there's more episodes to talk about, but yeah, was not expecting things to pop off in that way. I would love to hear more motivation about. It seemed like Laura was on board. I guess, or Lisa was on board, and I guess Lisa was not on board, but it seemed like she was about this whole plan. But I guess she fucking wasn't. So the episode 6, we're now gonna get caught up. We're gonna get caught up on this whole fucking show. Thank God. Grace insists that Lisa stole her potions to become human, so that they could interact. So that's how that happened. So that Lisa stole some potions so that she could meet with Laura. Lisa and Coda are out there trying to find Grace and find out where Grace is, because they are still trying to like make this their plan happen, try to foil Grace's plans, I guess. So we finally get to hear what the fuck has been happening with all of these. So we get some backstory. We get a little understanding of what Lisa's motivations are right now and what's been going on since our girl was flung into the future and her sister was left behind. The kingdom basically collapsed when Laura vanished. She got captured by humans, and she was in a museum exhibit for a long time. And that is why Lisa feels the way she does about humans, seemingly, is because of being mistreated, which you can certainly understand. Like, you can certainly go like, yeah, that makes some fucking sense that you would, your treatment after all that time would leave you feeling like, yeah, I got nothing to say to these people, and you would distrust them. Like, yeah, that makes sense. It all adds up to me. All right, and then I need D6. D6. Over here. D6 here. So yeah, I'm glad we got some backstory. Coda, who is I've said in previous episodes, should say in this episode, Coda is the like fish equivalent, the fish friend, is an anglerfish, who is now in human form, because the Coda stole potions from Grace and then gives some of those potions to Laura or to Lisa. And then eventually they found Grace's mansion and found that everybody in the kingdom besides Lisa and of course Laura had been frozen there. And apparently it was Rowan who had a grand sacrifice to give to Laura. Wasn't flown into the future. Laura died and is basically resurrected in the future, which is like, I wouldn't necessarily call it a twist that way, but it is like, oh shit, okay, so yeah, so it wasn't like this was not necessarily Grace's plan all along. This was Rowan like sacrificing himself for the opportunity to save her. It's like, oh fuck, okay. And then we get a bunch of weird shit where like Grace is like, look, someday she might save everybody, but y'all are weak and silly, and you're like, what you've tried to do here Like there's none of it's been good. They just really get mocked for their efforts. Sorry, I have to figure out how this works here. This goes here. And then we get introduced to a fact that over the years they were working for a human scientist that they did not want to work for. Senzo Horikoshi, to basically work on lengthening, like work on making more of the potions, because they had stolen the potions, so they're trying to recreate them and keep themselves in human form so they can continue doing what they want to do. And then eventually that guy dies, so that's kind of the end of that road. And apparently it started with, in 1984, they've just kind of been waiting, and when Lisa, like when it's time for Laura to be resurrected, they're like pretty psyched about it. They think it might actually work out. But Lisa, like, you know, wasn't. I thought Lisa knew what was going on, but apparently she didn't understand that part of this is that her sister is going to try to find love with a human again, which of course Laura is, or Lisa is fucking pissed off about. So Lisa's just like, again, that motivation I didn't fully understand in the moment, but now I understand it more, like why she was freaking out that way. And it's like, okay, now I get it a little bit better than I did before. And then the potion starts losing its strength, their new version of the potion. They can feel the change coming, so they realize Grace must be nearby. And then our cliffhanger at the end of this episode is that a blonde-haired boy that reminds Laura of the prince, that the guy that fucking betrayed her and set all of this into motion, and that freaks her the fuck out and causes her to have a turn back into a mermaid. Okay, so I fucked up somewhere here, friends, because this is not bending correctly. There is no peg for this to go into. Oh, is it? Ooh, okay. It might be this. No. D14. Did I put D14 in or not? If it's D14 is the piece I missed, then I'm okay. I didn't put in D14. Okay. So I think it is. Squirtle needs a brain. Yeah. So I could see that I had put this peg in before, and there's no spot in that goes in here. So that's something I fucked up. I did miss this piece, and that would make sense, because if this is in here, then this can have yeah, okay. Great. Okay. That did freak me out for a second, because I was like, there's nothing in, there's no tab for this. I say peg, I should probably say tab. There was no tab for that to go into. So now there is a tab. Okay. That was not the easiest. But yeah, we got a mouth here. We're getting some elements of a head. Those two episodes, watching those back to back was wild. I'm glad I didn't have to wait a week to find out what the fuck was going on with Lisa, because like I said, my big confusion point in this show was I didn't realize that Lisa didn't know that Laura was falling in love with a human, and I'm like, who else was she going to fall in love with? All of the other mermaids besides her are asleep. Who was she falling in love with? I was like, I'm really confused. I'm still confused about like why she was so confused about what's happening, but whatever. We'll figure it out. Show's heating up. I'm really enjoying it. I think Goodbye Laura is one of my favorite shows of the season. I think it's gorgeous to look at. It's a real great throwback style. And it's just like fucking weird, and a lot of shit happens in it that's cool. Now is the part of the stream where I would like to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? What are you playing? What are you up to? What are you into? What do you got going on? I always love hearing from you about those things and things, so feel free to let me know. I gotta see where this goes. Does this go here? Sorry. I don't know where this goes. I will, no spoilers, but I will tell you, man, Big Walk was fun. I played with 3 friends from my multiplayer crew. Yesterday, we are going to be playing again tomorrow afternoon. I'm excited for that. Puzzle solving. I understand why some people look at that game and they're like, I wish that the proximity chat was better. And I think better is the wrong word for it. I think it would be fine for people to say, hey, I wish that that was happening in there was like there's a more of a distance that you didn't have to be like. Basically, once you get a little away from someone, it's very hard to hear them pretty immediately. And that feels like a deliberate choice on the developer's part. And I can understand why people are like, I don't love that. And I get it. And I'm sure they did a lot of testing on it. I'm sure they felt that like part of it is just like kind of realizing, oh shit, where are people? Where we gotta go? Shit, should we have had someone with a walkie-talkie here? I would love to play this game with more people. I think 4 has been fun so far, but I would like to maybe play with other folks. But I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time with what I'm doing. It is really remarkable and lives up to the hype. I think it is like totally worth your time and attention. If you got people to play with, obviously, you could play it with just one other person. If you at least have one other person you can play co-op with. Also, I might suggest if you have one person had somebody in the room with them that we were playing with, and that added not only to the ability to solve puzzles, but also the conflict, because we had two people arguing about things and having playful arguments, but like a difference of opinion as things were happening. And it added to the drama. We could sometimes hear that. Most of the time, we couldn't hear the other person in the room. But it's pretty fucking rad. I think Big Walk is awesome. I had a great time with that. I'm looking forward to Tuesday when we can play more. And now we're all like trying to schedule. And of course, there are other people in our multiplayer crew who are like, hey, like, let's do this, let's do that, let's do more Mecha Chameleon, because everybody is really engaged with Mecha Chameleon. It's like, yeah, I do want to do that, but also Big Walk, y'all. Big Walk's pretty good. We should probably play more Big Walk. Okay, so I gotta turn this like this. Wait, how do I want this? Like this. Okay, it wants it like this. Mouth open? Wait, how do I? Sorry, I gotta figure out how they want me to. Oh, okay. We're looking at this side of the. There, okay. We're looking at here. I'm very confused. Okay, down. All right. Sorry. I got really confused about where this shape, where they wanted me to have this shape. I'm using this as a guide. And I couldn't see the mouth. The mouth is on this side, so I couldn't see it. Okay. Sorry. That got very confused. I got very confused about where they were having me put this piece and how I needed to have this oriented. So yeah, if you all got playing any video games, watching any movies, watching any TV, let me know what you're up to, what you got going on. Big Walk was the big game for me. I'm still playing Hearthstone. I have an Evolve deck that I don't love. Evolve is one of my favorite mechanics in Hearthstone of all time. And they added a couple cards that help with Evolve, but not enough to really justify me getting back into playing an evolved deck, unfortunately. I want it to be true. I really want it true. Not every time, but every time there's a new evolve card, I'm like, all right, is this the time that is evolve fucking back? And the answer is unfortunately no. The evolve is not back. But I did believe it for a moment there. I'm so fun with my bullshit paladin deck. I'm trying to get back to diamond. I'm in or platinum, whatever. I'm trying to get back to where I was last month, and I'm on my way. I just need a couple more wins chained together. If I can get some bonus stars, get back to where I want to be, that would be cool. We'll see. Still early in the month. It's only the 10th, right? It's just the 10th? Yes, it's the 10th. Okay. All right, this is not coming together right, so let's see if I can get this piece in here. So I go like that. That goes like that. That folds like that. This goes into that slot. Okay, and now that I got the middle one in, these side ones should go in easier. There we go. And then we can get this into this tab here. There we go. Hell yeah, we did it. That was that. Okay. And now we need D9, D4, and D11. Okay. D11, I know where that goes because I did the other one there. And then D9 is this one. Should understand how that goes. And D4 is that one. Bunch of tabs to poke out of here. I'm trying to think of other things that is going on with me. I don't know. I don't really have a lot going on this week. I've got to do more work in the yard later in the week. I got to do gutters. All that rain came in, and it made me think, okay, well, I probably need to make sure that the gutters all cleaned out before the fall, because they'll get real gunked up in the fall. And I would like to just wait till the fall, but I don't think I'm going to. So I got to get up in the gutters and figure out a day to do that. And I got to mow this week and do all that. But it rained so much last week that I didn't get to mow till the weekend. So I'm not going to rush out to do that. We'll see. Probably mow on Thursday. See how that goes. That's the plan anyway. Okay. Got one of these pegs. One of these little things just does not want to come out there. A little nubbin. There we go. Got it out. Got these out. Okay. So, I'll read what Lord Crashton wrote in just a second. Let me just get myself oriented here. I got that there. Okay, that went there. And this goes... I'll put this one on first, then I should be able to figure that out. Gotta make sure that I'm doing all of this properly. I'm gonna pre-fold these because it'll make my life easier. I use this as the guide here, and then this goes here. Yeah, and then I'll go like that. Okay, so that goes like that. So we'll start this and see if we can get this on nice. Lord Crash says, I enjoyed Jeff's PC88 Super Mario Bros. Special video that I was wondering why it seems short before I got to the big crash, which seems like common way for his attempts to stream it have ended. Yes, that was, I mean, it, as he says, it ended in a surprisingly completely unusual way. That was like one... So for folks that don't know, Jeff Gerstmann on Wednesdays, he didn't always do this, but lately he's been doing this for a while now. He'll record what he calls a bonus podcast, where the first segment of the stream, the first usually hour, maybe hour and a half, is he doesn't put up on YouTube later. he just puts out for his Patreon as a bonus. It's usually the stuff that it's follow-ups to stuff that he talked about on Tuesday, or it's new information, because new stuff has come out since, that kind of thing. Deeper dives, more context for things, that kind of stuff. So he'll do that. And then also, he'll then play a game or two. And one of the things he wanted to do was that he's trying to get that achievement, and it was disastrous. Yes. Okay, so this goes here. Where does this go? I've done this one on the other side. Oh, it goes here. That's where it is. It matches that. That makes some sense. I now I remember where this piece goes. I couldn't remember at first. Flashbear says, still playing Marathon. Nice. Feel really close to being able to do a third vault in a run. My multiplayer crew is pretty much like, we're not done with Marathon, but like, I think we're slowing down. The enthusiasm has kind of waned a little bit, but I think we'll get back into it. I think people will start to miss it. It'll be something we come back to, certainly. That's what it feels like anyway. Today was the anniversary of Zero Cool crashing 1,507 systems, as reminded me in the Blue Sky post, so I rewatched Hackers, and that movie has an unmatched visual style. This rewatch, I noticed how much everyone is smoking, especially the teenagers. Yes, there is an abundance of cigarettes in that one, yes. Very true. Yeah, that movie has style. That movie's got a lot going for it, it's a good, dumb time. It's over the top in a lot of good ways and fun. And there's still a sense of danger, but it's a romp in many ways. Okay. Oh boy. So at some point we got two eye pieces here. Two sets of eye pieces. Eventually. We're not there yet though. Yeah, that's awesome. I forgot that today was the Zero Cool Day. I had seen the post about an hour ago, and I was like, oh, yeah, okay. My plan for tomorrow, again, I'm going to be playing more Big Walk in the afternoon, and then we have our stream. One nice thing about Big Walk is that it doesn't hurt my voice. Other stuff I do hurt. The karaoke hurt my voice, but Big Walk doesn't hurt my voice. There's no real strain there. All right, now where does this piece go? Is that like that? Sometimes okay, so this is this side, so it's the opposite of that, so it's going to be here. Sometimes I have to use context clues on this in a way that I don't love, and I think I would like it better if they were a little more upfront, or a little more, they explained, like, rotate it this way. I don't love that, but for the most part, I'm digging this thing. I'm still learning it. Still learning all of the quirks to these builds. Okay, put it there. Yeah. And then I watched some wrestling this week, as always. Dynamite and Collision. And I think Friday I'm going to watch a Sendai Girls show, and that'll be good. And then Sunday, the TJPW show that is really Saturday night, but I won't see it live. And find out who the finals for the Princess Cup are going to be. All right, let me poke up all these pegs here. I managed, speaking of that, which is important. So basically, the TGPW show that I watched on Sunday happened on Friday, late Friday. And so I muted like all of the accounts I knew would be talking about the results like as they happened, because I wasn't going to see them. I did get spoiled. A friend of mine who I did not expect to message me was like, hey, sorry about Arasu losing. It's wild that Himori won. And I was like, damn. So I did know about that, but I didn't know about the other one. So I was pleasantly surprised when the other, when Shoko lost and when Yuki Aino lost. It's like, oh, Hell yeah. And then Bissau lost it. I was like, oh, that would have been neat. But oh well. Okay. So I got to put this piece on. Where do you wait? Yeah. Where do you go? We just did this piece like here. And so this piece goes. Oh, this goes around the mouth. Okay, so this is going down here. I figured it out where it went. Yeah, that's been a good tournament. As I said at the top of the stream, still very happy for Eddie Kingston. I guess we have some time left in the stream. We can talk about the all-in card as it stands right now. Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Moné for the AEW Women's World Championship. Look, Mercedes walking out of there with the belt makes a lot of sense, but Willow hasn't defended the belt on TV yet, which I thought she would. I thought they'd give her a couple defenses if Mercedes was going to win. So now I'm like, is Willow going to fucking... Mercedes loves, like, putting people over like that. Like, Willow could win. I think that'd be fucking the better choice, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Willow will have a defense this week anyway. But it feels weird for her to, like, not defend the title a bunch, like, on TV leading up. Kenny Omega defending the title, the men's world title against Will Ospreay. That's going to be rad. I feel like that. I think his defense against Kevin Knight was his defense. I think Will's going to win that one. That's the easy money. Cope and Cage versus the Young Bucks. I keep waiting for that to change. I keep waiting for that to be not just the two-man, like FTR to show up and jump in there, but Motor City Machine Guns to jump in there. Like, I keep waiting for that match to get altered, but I think it might just be these two teams, and I could not care less about that. I do not care who wins. I imagine it's Cope and Cage, but I kind of don't care. Which is sad, because I love tag team wrestling, yeah, I'm bummed out about that division right now. Andrade El Idolo will be the number one entrant in the men's casino gauntlet. You imagine MJF is going to get the number 2 spot there since he attacked him ahead of time. So imagine that will take place there. And there'll be at least a couple surprises, maybe some returns, some cool people in that, one would imagine. We don't know who will be in the Continental Cup. We know who's still around in it. And then Divine Dominion, Lena Cross, and Megan Bayne are defending their women's tag belts against the Brawling Birds, Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter, who are also going to win. And we don't know if I assume Maya World will have a match. I was hoping it would be Maya World versus Athena, but now maybe it's going to be Maya World versus Sheeta. Or Persephone, maybe? That seems like what they're maybe doing. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing there. But I could see that. Maybe they'll, like, this week, they'll fucking turn, like, out of nowhere. Maybe they'll just go ahead and turn, D15. Say maybe like out of nowhere they'll just go ahead and turn Statlander heel. I hope they don't. But I think Sheeta versus like I think this version of Sheeta would be great at All In. And I think that's the right way to go. But we'll see. Trios belts. I don't know. Maybe they'll do Hangman and Brodito like against the Demands. Maybe like in a rematch, maybe they'll do them against Gabe Kidd. Maybe Gabe Kidd comes back, and so they do them against the Dogs, the 3-man Dogs crew. Maybe they'll do them against like some New Japan folks. I guess they could, if they wanted to, do something with the Death Riders, like a trio of Death Riders. That could make sense. Or Don Callis family members. That could be something. I imagine we get Kevin Knight versus... Kevin Knight is facing Jericho this week, but I don't think that's a Vortex thing. I think that's making you think it's a Vortex. But it feels like we're going to do Kevin Darby again for the belt. I would much fucking rather it be Speedball versus Kevin, but whatever. I think Speedball is going to be in that tournament. Or not tournament, he's going to be in the Casino Gauntlet. I assume that's where Speedy will be. And then the other thing is the Continental Cup is happening, and we'll see what the finals of that are. But yeah, there'll be at least a couple more matches added. Probably some of them will get added today, or sorry, on Wednesday. I am going to finish up the head of this, and then we'll be done with tonight's stream. But I felt like, I should do the head first. That felt right to me. Or we finish off the head, and then we'll have the tail and the water, and I think we'll finish this up on Thursday. I think that the in my opinion, I might even stay late on Thursday to finish this off, but I think we'll finish this on Thursday, and that's pretty cool to do. Yeah, it'll be neat. This was fun. I mean, we're not done, obviously, but like, I'm having a good time with this build. I wish more people were here to watch it happen live, but that's okay. Not the end of the world. But this has been a fun build. So, and again, still have to do the tail and then the stand, the waves. So we're not done, but we're getting there. But we're so close to finishing off the head that I thought it would be a good idea to get that together. Mm-hmm. As far as the Continental Cup, like, look, would I like it to be? Would I like to see Nigel McGuinness in the finals there? I think that would be neat. I think Nigel being in the tournament is awesome. I don't think he's going to beat Shibata. So I would actually prefer to see him show up in the Casino Gauntlet again. I think that would be a good pop there. That feels like the proper place for him. But Nigel having a win over Shibata, that also would be fucking rad. And Shibata loses in AEW, so he's not, he's not untouchable. So it's possible. All right. Oh, come on. Sometimes these need a little coaxing to get in there, which is okay. I don't mind that at all. Look at that. We're almost done. Just got to do this. Got to do the little pre-bends here. Get it all together. Okay. Come on. There we go. There it is. Squirtle. Squirtle, squirt. Squirtle. And then Squirtle's head goes in here. Surf's up, Squirtle. It's now bigger than my... Gotta widen this up now. This thing has got some fucking height to it, and we're not done. It's going to get even a little higher. But yeah, this thing absolutely whips. This rules, man. Then we'll work on the tail on Thursday. That's a cool dude, right? This is a very cool dude. Hell yeah. This guy. Look at this friend. You got all these little pegs that nubbins throw away after this. So, Lord Crashin, I understand what you're saying, but I don't agree with you, but that's okay. We all have our differences of opinion. I'm a fire starter. Twisted fire starter, but I'm always going to pick fire. Always going to pick fire. Fire friends are my friends. But I hear you. I hear you. All right. So that's going to do it for tonight's stream. But we're still going to go for a raid. That is how we end every stream around here. We're going to go find someone doing cool stuff that we want to go spend a little time with, and we'll go hang out with them. And I encourage you to come along on this raid because it's a Monday, and so we're going to go and go hang out. And then reminder, my next stream is tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, well, who are we gonna raid? Who are we gonna raid? Because Mary's not here, so we gotta see who we gonna raid on a Monday. Who we raiding? I don't even know. How long has this stream been going? Let me see. Let me see what's going on here. Let's go raid Jordan. Ray FK. Jordan is playing Fields of Mystria, which I've heard very good things about. So I do want to go check that out. So we'll go see. She's on business trip to San Francisco, says Lord Crash. Well, there you go. We'll do Merry Monday next week. But yeah, let's go hang out with my friend Jordan, Ray FK, as also known as. Come along on this raid. And tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, Power Wash Simulator 2, continuing with the we're gonna power wash some cool Star Wars shit. I mean, I'm going to, and you'll hang out. That's the plan. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Thanks for sticking with me a little longer than normal so I can finish the head on this fantastic thing. This thing rules. And I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.